In this lecture, we will see the use of macro in C. Now let us see some interesting facts about macros and preprocessors in C. Firstly, in a C program, all lines that start with hash are processed by preprocessor, which is a special program invoked by the compiler. In a very basic term, preprocessor takes a C program and produces another C program without the hash. When we use include directive, the contents of included header file after processing are copied to the current file. Angular brackets instruct the preprocessor to look in the standard folder where all header files are held. And double quotes instruct the preprocessor to look into the current folder, that is the current directory. When we use define for a constant, the preprocessor produces a C program where the defined constant is searched and matching tokens are replaced with the given expression. Now let us see the first program where max is defined as 100. So it says hash define max 100, and when we print max we can see the output. It says max is 100. Now this is example 2. So the macros can take function like arguments. Arguments are not checked for data type. For example, the following macro increment x can be used for x of any data type. Like here, increment x is defined as plus plus x, and there is a pointer to character which is pointing to new quiz, and there is integer variable x whose value is 10. Now we increment both the pointer and x, and we can see that when the pointer is incremented and it is printed as string, it prints EW quiz n is skipped, and on incrementing x it is printing 11 instead of 10. Now this is the next example to find the square of a number using macro. So it says hash define square x as x into x. Now we have x as an integer variable and value is 2, and there is another integer variable y, and y is equal to square of x. Now it says to print y, and the value of x is 2 and it is defined as x into x, that means 2 into 2. So the output is square of 2 is 4. Now the next example is for multiplication using macro. So it says hash define multiply a comma b as a within bracket and b within bracket. So whatever will be within these brackets will be calculated first and then the product will be found. So the macro is expanded as 2 plus 3 in a bracket and 3 plus 5 in another bracket. That means 2 plus 3 is 5 and 3 plus 5 is 8. So multiply of 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 5 will give the result is 40 as the output. Now this is the next example. So the tokens passed to macros can be concatenated using operator double hash called token pasting operator. Now in this example we have hash define merge a comma b defined as a double hash b, and when we print it, that is after merging, we can see that we get in the output 1 2 3 4. Now the next example, a token passed to macro can be converted to a string literal by using hash before it. Just like, let us see the example. Hash define get a is defined as hash a. So when we print it as %s, this new quiz is changed to the string new quiz, and that is what is printed in the output. Now in this example we can see the macros can be written in multiple lines using backslash. The last line doesn't need to have backslash. So it says hash define print I comma limit where I is less than limit, and printf new quiz, and we increment I as I plus plus. Now let us see the body. It says I equal to 0 and print I comma 3. So in the output you can see that the new quiz is printed 3 times. Now in the next example we can see that we can remove already defined macros using hash undef macro name. Let us see this example. Here we defined limit as 100 using define hash define. Now we can print the limit, then we undefine, that is undef hash undef limit, and then we print it again. Now because we have undefined the limit, so there is a compiler error which says that limit was not declared in the scope. Now in the same example, we have just commented two lines hash undef limit and printf %d limit. So just we wanted to see that without this undef what actually happens, and we can see that the program runs smoothly and the 100 is printed as the limit is 100. So macros are basically very useful when we define any constant in our program like pi. The value of pi is 3.14, but if in our program somewhere we use pi plus plus and it changes the value of pi, which is completely undesirable. So in that case, if we define the value of pi as 3.14, then the preprocessor changes the value of pi present in the program wherever pi is written, that is replaced by 3.14, and that makes our job easier. So that is all about macro from my side in this lecture. Thank you.